to a quarter-inch of rain. Hold on a minute, folks. Alright, I'm back. So, now we work our way towards the Dakotas. Some places could receive up to a quarter-inch of rain from southwest North Dakota to central South Dakota. We go down south. South Florida, they're going to get up to an inch or inch and a half of rain, but mostly right around the busy parts of South Florida. Nothing for Texas, though. In Montana, about as much as up to around 3/4 of an inch to a full inch of rain in northern Montana, all the way to northern Idaho and the eastern side of Washington State, northeastern Oregon. On the coastal side of the Pacific Northwest, they could receive just about as much as up to 3 inches to almost 4 inches of rain in localized areas. Alright. And now let's take a look at what's going on with some snowfall accumulation in the next 24 hours. Well, folks, there's going to be plenty of snow, just up to 3 inches of snow in Vermont, up to around a foot to a foot and a half of snow in parts of upstate New York, mostly on the western side, coming from the Great Lakes region, plus northeastern Ohio, like Cleveland, Erie, Buffalo. Michigan, just on the southwestern side, just right around Grand Rapids, could receive just about up to 6 inches of snow. Traverse City to the northeast, though, could receive just about as much as 8 inches of snow. In the Upper Peninsula, about as much as up to 6 inches of snow there. Traceable amounts to 3 inches of snow from northern Wisconsin to northern Minnesota. The parts of the Dakotas up to 3 to 6 inches of snow. In Montana, mostly on there's plenty of snow to go around, ranging from 3 inches to, in the northwestern part of the state, up to around a foot and a half of snow. In the northern part of Idaho, also ranging from about 6 inches to 18 inches of snow. And as well as for folks in the Cascades region and parts of Olympic National Park, and up to about 6 inches of snow, especially near trail. Northeastern Oregon might receive just about as much as up to 3 inches of snow. Oh, and let's not forget about folks in West Virginia, about as much as up to about an inch or two on the eastern side, going through western Maryland to western Pennsylvania, just east of Pittsburgh, though. Well, just so you know, folks, it's best for you to consult with your local officials and your local weather office, just so that you guys will know the exact amount. These are just estimates. With snowfall and rainfall, that could change over time, since variable factors play a role, and as well as wind gusts, wind speed, and wind direction. It depends whether if it's lake breeze, sea breeze, or even a valley breeze and such. What I'm showing you guys, it's just current estimates. Sorry. Now, I am going to go here to precipitation type so that I can get myself ready. But might as well just advance it just a little bit to 2 p.m. Alright, and now we're going to go to the upper part of the atmosphere. Now, there is no more tropical update. That even though the Atlantic hurricane season is almost over, and even though it is not over until after the end of this month, which is in 3 days. Yeah, I mean, it's getting to a point where don't bother, right? Anyway, let's see what we got. Okay, so currently, so let's assume that this is 18Z minus 5, because we've been through daylight savings crap. That's 13Z, which means 1 p.m. So let's assume that this is right now. Okay, so basically what we have is that we do have an upper level low, which is a trough that extends from just northeast of Lake Huron all the way down towards the eastern Gulf. Now we do have a ridge that actually extends from Mexico to the desert southwest and into the northern Rockies. And we do have a tiny trough just located off the Pacific Northwest. Now, what does this mean? It means that there are some buildups of some wet weather, mostly coming from snow from the northwest, thus bringing in plenty of winds into parts of the northeast, especially my area, though. And we do have plenty of storms in the Pacific Northwest. And mostly like warm storms to cold storms up high up in the mountains. Okay, so now let's move on to 24 hours from now, which will be Friday evening. No, Friday afternoon, I should say. Now, what's going on? Okay, so what will happen in 24 hours is that there's this upper level low that's going to be over northwestern Maine, which is a trough, and we do have a smaller trough just offshore from Baja California, and we do have a flat ridge over just over off Southern California, all the way up offshore from the Pacific Northwest, I should say. And it looks like as though there is a flat looking trough over the Gulf, and we do have a trough just located just way north of the Dakotas, all the way down to Nevada and the Lake Tahoe region. Okay, so what does this mean, folks? It means, there is some wet weather that could move into the Rocky Mountains, but it's not going to be too much, though, folks. But all the storms are going to be moving out. But so far, folks, even though there are chances of wet weather in some parts of the Great Plains to the northern Rockies, it just feels like as though that not much might happen. We'll take a look at it in just a few moments. Right now, let's move on to another 24 hours, which is 2 days from now, which is going to be Saturday afternoon, where we do have a folding trough that's located in northeastern North Dakota. A wide ridge would be off from Florida. There is a ridge just located off of Southern California. Now, what does this mean? It means there's going to be a buildup of some storms throughout parts of the Great Plains to the Mississippi Valley and in the western part of the Great Lakes region. So that's going to dig in from what it looks like, folks. Maybe a chance of rain in Florida, all the way to the Carolinas, all the way up to Pennsylvania. But that's just my guess. And now, in another 24 hours from then, which will be Sunday afternoon, we do see a trough, which is way north of Lake Superior. And then you have another trough just located over Yellowstone National Park. And it looks like a folding ridge just over Oklahoma. What does this mean? It means that there's going to be a storm developing in the Great Basin to the Colorado Rockies. And buildup of storms, winter storms, or warm storms and such, affecting places throughout much of the Northeast, all the way down to the Carolinas. And parts of Florida too. Now, we're actually going to go back to right? Alright, and now let's focus. Let's just change. Let's just change the map, folks. Yeah, this is the best that I can do at this point, folks. So, now, what is this? It's actually, it's the same thing, but except, the colors are different. Now, what do they represent? Actually, that represents geopotential height and anomalies. This one looks like it's gonna get colder, what I can see. And we're taking a good look at Siberia, folks, so that's the worst part. And now we're going to play the animation 24 hours from now. Okay, so let's see. It's slightly moving to the east. This part is the worst. Got to keep an eye out on that. But yet we are experiencing some chill and perhaps even some above average temperatures. Now, let's see what we got. For Saturday, all that cold air starts dipping down. One exits, another one moves in. That's actually going to bring in some storms in the next few days. Which kind of explains, some buildup of storms. Siberia is, well, right now it's not much that's going on in Siberia at that time. Sunday, cold air advances, storms move into the northeast. Then you have this area where there's going to be some cold air moving in, affecting places like, well, I wouldn't call it cold air because these are just anomalies. These are actually more like a dipping down type of thing where there is going to be some reinforcements, but not much. But on the other hand, you do have plenty of warmth moving into parts of the Pacific Northwest. Now, there's going to be a lot of cold. There's going to be a lot of cold air moving into Magnolia and into China. Then all that frigid air that we used to get is going to move into the British Isles and into Northern Europe. Monday afternoon. And we do see relatively weak, but yet bringing in more cold air. It gets worse up north, and you have more of this low anomalies type of thing in terms of geopotential height. Got to keep an eye on that. For Tuesday afternoon, though, hold on a minute, folks. Never mind. Let's see. Yeah, it gets worse with this storm here. Us bringing in some winter weather in the matter of days. And that's going to be as of Tuesday night. But then, however, it looks like as though that something could happen on the East Coast, though. From what I've heard. By Wednesday night, though, some cold air. It doesn't look like as though much is going to show, but maybe here could be something. For Wednesday afternoon, Thursday, and finally by Thursday afternoon, more storms are going to be moving in. So you know, folks, all the way to right around here. But I see the worst outcome is going to happen. That's going to come from the Gulf of Alaska. That's going to move into the Pacific Northwest. But right now, it's still too early to tell. Right now, let's just... I don't even care about this. The northern literally like almost the northern half of the country has already dealt with some past peak colors. And especially parts of Atlanta on the northwestern side. Though there's a little bit of just a little bit left.